Hello, my dear students, and today our test is in order to check our speaking skills. And the topic of our conversation today is friends and social life. I hope that that'll be interesting for you because we'll be thinking about ourselves, our personality, and also about what we do in our society and how we can make this world a better place. But before we start, I would like to tell you some of the expectations that I have and to share some goals of this lesson. Of course, I would like you to be able to check yourself to know in what areas you feel strong and maybe in what areas you feel weak. Maybe you'll be able to see some gaps in your knowledge or your competences. And of course, the most important goal would be to improve your speaking skills. Okay, so now let's start. Your task would be to record a video where you answer the following questions. And I want you to tell, I know that you might be shy and maybe you don't like recording videos. Maybe you don't like your voice or you don't like the way you look at the videos. I will tell you a secret. I also don't like my voice when it's being recorded and I don't like making videos, but by doing that you will become more confident, and that is like a small challenge that you need to overcome because later in life you'll obviously have bigger challenges. So that is a great opportunity just to build some confidence and of course to practice English. So now we can start. First questions are, what qualities do you value in people? And what qualities would you like to develop in yourself and why? And I will give you an example by answering this question. So I will tell you the truth about myself. So first question, I'm in people and in my friends, I value honesty. That is very important for me because I like when people are sincere, when they do not hide anything from me, and when they are ready to tell me the truth, even when this truth is not very pleasant. Also, I value kindness because I know that I do some things wrong and I make mistakes in life. And I like when my friends have some grace for me and when they're being kind. Also, when they're just ready to help me when I have some difficulties. And of course, I want to be a good friend for them. I want to be kind and I want to be honest. Yes. Also, I value courage. I'm always inspired by courageous, brave people who are bold, because also I like some risky activities. I like I like adventures, and that's why probably I like boldness in people, because that quality allows them to spend like some time with greater excitement than just when you sit at home and when you are bored. And what qualities I would like to develop in myself. Okay, I definitely would like to be more disciplined than I currently am. Why? Because I think that that would bring a better structure for my life. I would love to have a good routine, and it means that that way I will maybe have a better sleep, and that would be useful for my health. I think also it just gives you a sense of order in your life and also a feeling that you're achieving something and that you're accomplishing something. Also, when you're disciplined, it's way easier to reach some goals. I don't know, even when we talk about sport or languages or any new skills that that you want to work on. Yeah, so that is probably number one. And talking about honesty, yes, probably I would like to be able to be more honest and to be less people pleaser than I currently am as well. I try to be honest, but sometimes I just don't want to tell something because I know that people might not like it. But I want to be more comfortable with telling people the truth and telling them the reality, what I'm thinking about, so that we won't have any misunderstanding in the future. So, and why? Because I think that it's important for people to be, to have a better understanding of the situation. I think it's also freeing when you can tell what you think and then not care that much of what people think about you, and to be so confident in your opinion on certain things that you can confidently share this with your friends and even with people you don't know, and to care a little bit less about just pleasing everybody. I think that's very great quality to have. The next portion of questions. What things do you regularly do in order to care for environment? Okay, so I can tell that whenever I have expired batteries, I no longer throw them in the rubbish bin. I go to the supermarket where they have a special box for the batteries and I put it there. Another thing that I do is that I never throw rubbish on the street. And even if, like, I don't know, a napkin or a piece of plastic accidentally drops and it's on the ground, I will stop and I will lift it up and then I'll throw it into the rubbish bin. Those are really small steps, but that is something I do on a regular basis. The next question, what are the biggest ecological problems in your city? In my opinion, the biggest ecological problems in my city, which is Odessa, are probably cars. The smoke from the cars that pollutes the air, that's a great problem. And I wish more people used bicycles instead. But I know that it's not that easy to change because not every road has special lane for bicycles, for example. Another big problem is just the rubbish that is everywhere, and people they don't care. They don't think about clean streets, and they don't try to keep them clean, and that's a great pity. What are some practical tips on how to care for nature? Practical steps is, I think, to use less plastic, as little as possible. Another practical step would be to sort out the rubbish. To sort out the rubbish, maybe to recycle, to think twice when you buy something. Also to join any events that are connected with cleaning our city, or maybe some rallies where people promote clean city or something like that. And last question in this portion is, which country does the best job of caring for our ecology? Recently, I've been hearing a lot about Germany, how much they care about the forest, about even their soil. For example, they have special tax that you pay. For example, the bigger house you have, the bigger tax you pay for that, because that means that there is bigger amount of soil that is covered by a house, and that soil is not able to receive some water when it's raining. So people that have like bigger houses, or they have like, I don't know, garage in their yard, they need to pay higher tax because they don't let soil to receive rain. And I've been hearing other stories from Germany as well. And that seems like they really care about nature, they care about ecology, and they concerned about it. So my answer, I'm sorry, for today would be Germany, I think. And the last portion of questions is, what is the most helpful invention in your opinion? I don't know whether you think that the object that I'm about to name is an invention, but I think it is, and I think it's super helpful, and that is a book. I think book is just something tremendous, unbelievable. I can't imagine people living without them, because books are tools that help you preserve history. It helps you preserve stories, and also it allows you to have connection with people who used, I don't know, who lived in different times, who lived in different period of time, and just different atmosphere. And this way, it's almost like you're talking to people who are now dead, and there is no other way for you to communicate with them. But with a book, that is possible. You can enter the world, you can enter like basically their brain, their mind, understand how they lived, what kind of thoughts they have, what kind of life they experienced. I think book is just a wonderful invention. Another reason why I love it that much is because you can, if you're sad, or if you don't have anybody to talk to, or you just want to be alone, or you're just tired of the reality that you're living in, you can take a book and you can enter the whole new world. You can basically travel without like doing any movement, because you're just reading, and your imagination works on such a wonderful level. And I don't know, I think that's greater than any movie or any film. So I would tell that book is probably one of the most helpful inventions. And the last question, what kind of device or machine would you like to invent to make our life easier? Well, there is one machine that I dream about, and that is a machine that would be able to stop time. Because I always in my life, I always wish I had more time, and I always don't have enough time, and I always have so many things that I want to do and so many places I want to go. And I remember even being a child and dreaming about having such a machine when I can stop time, because I think it's so great when you can just stop time. You can do everything you need to do, then you can switch time on again, and then you are free and you have time to hang out with your friends, you have time to read your books, you have time to go traveling, you have time to do whatever you want to. And once you don't have enough time, you just turn on this machine, you stop time, and you can have some extra time to do whatever you need to do. And imagine that how much time you have to do even your home task, or to prepare for the exam or something else. I think that would make our life so much easier. I don't know. So those are my ideas. You see how you can answer these questions, how you can record a video. Once again, please do not worry, do not be anxious, do not think how you look like in the video, just forget about it, forget that somebody will watch that video, and probably I'll be the only person watching that, so just stop caring about it, and feel free, relax, and you remember our goals and expectations for this lesson, right? And I'm sure that we accomplished all of them because you checked your speaking skills. Now you know where you have some gaps, what was easier for you, what was more difficult for you. Maybe it was difficult for you to remember certain words when you were speaking. Maybe it was difficult for you to build sentences. Maybe it was difficult for you to speak fast or to be fluent. I don't know, but now you know. And after I watch videos, I'll also be able to see where we need to work more and in what areas you already have a bigger success. And of course, just by doing this task, doing this test, you improved your speaking skills. And speaking is probably, maybe it's not correct to say so, but maybe one of the most important aspects of language, because everybody wants to have friends abroad, everybody wants to talk to foreigners, so that's why we are practicing speaking. I enjoyed this lesson, and of course, I wish us luck for any future work that we are going to have together. Bye-bye.